Welcome everybody, my name is Nick, this is Plant-Based Culture, and today I wanted to tell you guys how I lost 120 pounds in 7 months. So just some background about me. I've struggled with my weight all my life, as maybe some of you have, and I've tried everything. I've tried all the diets, and fast forward to about 3 years ago when my buddy came to visit me. He's a nurse. While he was there, I kind of shared with him that I hadn't been feeling good, a lot of pressure in my face, no energy, just not feeling well. And he immediately was like, well, what's your blood pressure? And we ran out and he picked up one of the blood pressure machines, and it was like through the roof. And he's like, look, we're gonna wait till tomorrow. He's like, I want you to wake up, pretty much just kind of gently slide out of bed, take your blood pressure, we'll see where it's at. And he was like, dude, I have to take you to the emergency room. And I was like, man, I don't wanna go. But I did. You know, lo and behold, I had a CAT scan because my blood pressure was at stroke level. They were saying, they were like, I don't even know how you're moving right now. So after that, I was put on a bunch of medications. I think I was taking 4 for blood pressure. And so I just kind of carried about my business over the next couple of years, like just business as usual, eating whatever I want, doing whatever I want. My ankles would swell up and I'd have to prop them up, and it would take a long time for them to kind of get back to normal. And I decided to have some blood work done, and I was 0.1 away from being type 2 diabetic. So fast forward to COVID, I'm battling with all this stuff. It really started to get serious. I was spending a lot of time at the computer for work, and the pressure and the swelling of my legs were just terrible. And finally, around December of 2020, I had enough. I weighed myself. I was 340 pounds, and I was like, I have to start doing something else. I'm gonna end up dead. So I decided to do what I always do, which is a high protein, low carb diet. And it started off well. I made myself start to walk. You know, it wasn't a lot at the beginning, you know, maybe 20, 25 minutes. Fast forward like a month and a half later, I was down about 22 pounds, and I was excited. Like progress was being made, it was great. And then I hit a wall. I mean, I was doing some serious calorie deprivating. You know, I'd have a couple chicken breasts a day. I would have some salad with it, and that was pretty much it. If I was, you know, enjoying some TV, I have a bunch of celery and carrots chopped up. But I love Italian dressing. It's my most favorite dressing in the world. And so I would make a good sized ramekin of it, and then I would, you know, dip my vegetables in that. And so for about 3 or 4 weeks, I didn't lose any weight, and I was walking even more than I did. And granted, I'm older now, so I figured, okay, well, I have to put in some more effort. But, you know, as the weeks were passing, I still couldn't budge the scale. So I started doing some research and just trying to figure things out. And I stumbled across a video that was talking about the Starch Solution, which happens to be by Dr. John McDougall, he's my savior. He's incredible. The guy is just amazing. And so I went on Amazon and picked it up. I read it from cover to cover in that night. It's actually pretty easy reading. So that night, after I ordered the book, I continued to do research. Somebody had suggested to watch What the Health and Game Changers. And so I went ahead and rented them that evening, and I was just floored at all the information that was presented in these shows. I was like, dude, this is what I'm doing. I'm going vegan. This is unreal, and I'm doing this. I'm going vegan. And I actually sent my daughter a text, and I was like, I'm going vegan. And she's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes, I am. And she was like, oh, that's cool. That night, I actually had a cooked chicken breast, and I stared at it for, I don't know, like 5 minutes, and I was like, you know what? And I just threw it away. And I just ate my salad. And that was it. That was the last time I had meat, and I believe that was on March 8th of 2021. It was the best decision I ever made in my life. Do yourself a favor, check out What the Health, check out Game Changers, and see what it's all about. I was just enamored with the information that was given to me on this. It went against everything that you hear today for dieting, and it was just astounding. It was stuff like, eat potatoes, eat rice, you know, sweet potatoes, and, you know, make that the bulk of your meal, and, you know, add some green leafy vegetables, add some color to it, and just continued to do that. And I was just like, I haven't eaten those things in years. I've always kind of kept myself away from that. And here I am about to embark on this journey to eat potatoes and rice, and you can even eat pasta. The first week, I had lost 5 pounds, and I was just floored. I could not believe that I broke the wall that I was in calorie deprivating when I was just like, in the book he tells me, he says to eat until you're full, eat until you're satisfied. So I did. And a couple more weeks passed, and each week since I've been on this diet, I lost 5 pounds for 4 months consecutively. As this happened and I got rid of animal products, my energy levels just soared through the roof. It was unbelievable, to be honest with you. It was something that I never thought was possible, because all my life I struggled with my weight, no matter how much I calorie deprived myself, or how many few carbs that I put into my body. I never ever thought about getting rid of animal protein. It's just something I wouldn't have ever done. If you're one of my friends, me, I enjoy animal products, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. But my health problems made me not care about that anymore. So I did it. And a couple weeks after I was on the Starch Solution, the energy levels were just incredible. Like I haven't had these energy levels even in my 20s. And I ended up walking more and more each day. Currently, I am up to between 4 and 5 miles a day. And I do that in an hour and a half. And I usually walk about 5 days a week, sometimes 6. And the crazy part is I want to. Like, I have the energy to go out there and walk, and it's just something I haven't experienced before. And as a couple of months passed, I was doing 4 miles a day. The pounds were just absolutely melting off me, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. During that time, I would go for a business lunch, or I'd go meet my buddies on the weekends for lunch and drinks and stuff. I decided to stop drinking because there's no long-term benefit to drinking, obviously. It's a lot of fun, and I do miss it a little bit. And maybe as I reach my optimal weight, I may actually, have a few cocktails when I go out. But right now, I don't want to. I'm buzzed off of all the energy that I have. And I know that sounds stupid. And again, if you know me, you'd be like, yeah, that sounds stupid. And I almost want to say it sounds stupid too, but it's true. We'd go to Chili's, or we go to, one of these chain restaurants, and there's not a lot on the menu that you can eat, but they always do have some vegetables. So that would be what I ordered. I'd order like a couple sides of broccoli, some freshly sliced tomatoes, onions, pretty much whatever they can give me. And I enjoyed it. I got teased, of course, because, here's Nick that was, 340 pounds, and he's eating sliced tomatoes and broccoli. That's, it was expected, and I was okay with it, because the progress that I was seeing, and again, the energy levels, I'll keep resorting back to the energy for me, because I just never had this energy that I have now. It's unreal. It didn't matter to me anymore. It didn't. As the months were progressing, it just became easier and easier. And the same guys that I'd go out to eat, I'd be like, hey, let's go have Asian. And they're like, that sounds good. And so you can most of the places have brown rice. And even if they don't have brown rice, which is, it has fiber in it. And fiber's such a buzzword that needs to be talked about in all the media platforms, and how important it is for your body and our natural processes. And we just don't get enough of it. Hell, I don't even know what fiber I ate before. Maybe French fries. I really don't know. I'd be like, okay, cool. I know they have rice. They always have just wonderful vegetables, bok choy and sprout. I would get steamed rice and steamed vegetables. And I eat that at home all the time now. And so it's just like, okay, cool, man, I'm having my normal lunch. So that was awesome. After a couple more months, the guys were just like, holy shit, dude, you're just melting. And I was like, I know, man. And I would talk to them about it. Nobody wants to hear it. So deeply ingrained into them that, you have to have meat, you have to drink milk to build your bones and all that stuff. And truth is, you don't. And For some people, those things are really bad detriment. I want to say that all people, animal products are detriments to your body. However, some people have it worse. And I happen to be one of those people. And you know, like, I want to say that the statistics are like 60 or 65% of our nation is overweight. And I think 40 of that is like being obese. Evidently, a lot of people struggle with this. It was such an eye-opener. It's amazing how it's such a foreign concept nowadays about not eating carbohydrates. As I sit here today, I've done just oodles and oodles of research on this. I actually even got accepted into the master's program for nutrition, which I'm gonna be starting in the spring. There's so much misinformation out there, and it makes it so confusing to people that are trying to lose weight. It's really a travesty, to be honest with you. Everybody's really quick to jump on the new pill or the new fad diet. Oh, this, you know, I lost blah, blah, blah amount of weight just eating this for X amount of weeks. And who doesn't? Because we're in a society now, we want maximum gain for minimal effort. And it shows. Guilty as charged. I felt it important enough to come out here and let you guys know my struggles, and to let you know that there's a very sustainable, wonderful way that you can lower your blood pressure. You can even reverse heart disease in some instances and get rid of your type 2 diabetic tag and live just a good, happy, healthy life. And I'm on that road and I see it, and I can't see anything past it anymore. I would not change the way I feel for all the pizzas in the world, or, you know, another trip to just a wonderful steakhouse or what have you. It doesn't even matter. I eat like a peasant now, you know, what we consider a peasant. It's just unreal how much this has changed my life, and I totally wanted to share this with you. So currently, I am off all my medications. My blood pressure's completely normalized. My last blood results, my A1C back in December when I had those blood tests was a 6.4. to a 5.4. So I went down a full point. And not only that, but my doctor asked me, he said, "What medications are you on?" And I said, "I'm not on any medications." And he just kind of looked at me like, how is that even possible? It's possible. It's possible by putting the proper nutrition in your body that it needs. My cholesterol went down from, it was like a 225, somewhere in the 220s. It's all the way down to a 160. The doctor analyzed my two blood works and was beyond belief. He was absolutely beyond belief. And I told him what I was doing, and he kind of just didn't even like give it a second. Like, it was just like, no, like there's no way that this method of actually truly becoming healthy is better than the method of giving medication to treat the symptoms as opposed to treat the root of the problem. And I actually got rid of the doctor. So I'm actually looking for a new GP now, but the way I feel, it's not a big rush. I'm just continuing on this path. I'm absolutely loving life. Yeah, it's amazing. And I couldn't thank Dr. John McDougall enough. There's a lot of protocols as far as being plant-based goes, and I've actually incorporated a bunch of them. There's so many people out there that I'm sure I'm not going to say them all, but Dr. Joel Fuhrman, he's incredible, and the way he presents the information is just so amazing. There's Dr. Neil Barnard. He actually has like a weekly program on YouTube called the Physicians Committee, and there's a host on there, Chuck. He's awesome. He lost I think he was like 400 pounds, and he lost like 200 plus pounds. He looks incredible, and he's so knowledgeable. Just a wonderful show to watch. Then you have Dr. Michael Greger. That guy is awesome. Like, he dedicates all his time and energy into scrubbing research and presenting it to us, so we don't have to go and read all these studies that are out there. He looks at all the studies every single study that comes out as far as nutrition goes and other topics. Along with John McDougall, there are just these OGs that have been doing it for like 40 years. Like you have T. Colin Campbell. He's a scientist that actually was able to turn cancer genes on and off depending on the amount of protein that was given to him. Like he had two groups of lab rats, mice, whatever, and he would feed, group A 5% and group B 20% of casein, which is the protein in dairy, and group A with the 5%, they would be okay and just doing their thing. B that had 20%, they started developing cancerous tumors and all this, and he'd do that for 2 weeks, and then he'd flip-flop the groups, where he started giving group A 20, group B 5%, B with the 5%. After they had 20 and they started developing cancer and cancerous tumors, everything started to regress and go away. And all the group A who only had 5% that now had 20% protein started developing the cancer. It was just incredible research, OG-wise. Then you have Dr. Esselstyn that had proof of reversing heart disease in a bunch of patients. And the arteries that were clogged are getting better and better as the years go by. This is real stuff. And it's so important and so amazing. And unfortunately, what I'm finding out is that because this is a hot topic. This is a topic that I want to talk about and discuss and let people know about, and not push my views on them so much, but just give them the information that I found so they can make an informed decision on whether maybe this would be good or not for them. And to be truthful, it'd be good for everybody. Like there's no downsides to living a lifestyle that's plant-based. But so many people just don't want to hear it. Kind of like myself would have been, 8, 9 months ago, 10 months ago. Like I said, I never considered not eating cheese and yogurt and all and sauteing food in butter. It's amazing what your body does and what kind of transformation you go through when you stop eating those products. But again, and I don't blame anybody for not, I don't think that they don't care. I think it's such a foreign concept that it just kind of goes in one ear and out the other. However, if you are having symptoms and you are sickly, and even if you have any one of these chronic diseases, and by the way, the people that I talk to are on blood pressure medication. They do have a thyroid problem. They do have these issues, but they don't feel bad enough to consider making that kind of a lifestyle change, because it is a big change, but very easy to do. I don't call it a diet because it's just how you eat. It's a lifestyle change, but it works. And there are so many benefits to a plant-based lifestyle. There are just so many doctors out there that are passing on this information, and we don't hear about it because it goes against, things like big agriculture and the Dairy Council, and they have just trillions of dollars at their disposal, and they're able to push things to the side and promote their products, which aren't good for our bodies. I have absolutely nothing to gain by telling you this stuff. I just want to give you my experience, and all the research that I've done point to this is the most effective, health promoting lifestyle that you can possibly have. So I think the word vegan has a big stereotype behind it. I know that when I heard it, I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever and stuff, but I'm vegan. I'm obviously not your typical vegan, and it's worth my time to come talk to you guys about this. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If there was anything that you found helpful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.